Hello, and welcome to another update video about the S&P 500. We want to talk about what we can expect for the S&P 500 today and in the coming weeks. I want to show you some ideas for wave counts, but want to highlight very much the risk that we could see a larger turn to the downside very shortly here. Maybe already now, after this B wave top. Yeah, we have rallied quite a bit of the October 22 low here into this pivot area. We've got a relevant pivot point, the 78.6 retracement level at $4,510. And I explained it to you in yesterday's video that obviously off the 2022 high, prices come down in an A wave. So if I add a sub wave structure count to this move to the downside, I would say we had here off this swing high, an A wave to the downside, a B wave to the upside, and a C wave to this May low. That again is a 3-wave move and will be embedded in a larger A wave, B wave, and C wave. So this is for me how this correction to the downside can be counted. It's corrective price action. Let me just adjust that wave degree. Oops. So I'm counting that basically as an A wave. Yeah, okay, we could count it as a wave 4. That's sort of the alternative. But in my opinion, it needs to prove itself, But I explained that yesterday. I'm very happy for price to go up further. Very open towards that idea. Also because obviously one of our main services is the crypto service, where we're looking at higher. Now the S&P 500 and crypto, there are temporary correlations, yes, to a degree, but you can't really use them for trading. So on crypto, we're looking for further upside. S&P is pretty much in a key pivot. Now these pivot points are typically where reward is high and risk is low, in this case to the downside. Yeah. Again, it can squiggle a little higher here in the white wave count, which would be a higher B wave. Let me take you through the count. In this B wave, there are a few ways how this can be counted. My main count suggests, let me just rethink that. Yeah, my main count suggests that the move up into the December highs was an A wave, the move down here as a B wave, and the move up as a C wave. Now, it could be possibly complete here, but the overall subdivisions would allow for one more high. And I will talk about what we need to see in order to get one more high out of this. And then the next high will be a key decision point, and we could head further down. Yeah. Resistance is here at $4,510. But if we look at this white wave count in more detail, again, in this C wave, I mean, for me, it's best. This works best in terms of, counting it really as one more high to come. Because I've got a wave 1 here, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 still to come. If that's the case, what is the level I need to see that needs to hold in order to get that one more high? How do we do that? We take the length of the third wave, and we're looking for the 50% retracement. I don't want wave 4 to go below that level. We talk here about $4,250. As long as that level is holding, price can push higher, okay? But if it goes below that, I think we have a problem, okay? So what I can do, I could say, okay, maybe but this is really then going into the micro. Wave 4 might already be in. If it goes any lower, it must hold 4,250. And how do we determine that wave 4 is still ongoing? Well, we can add the subdivisions for this wave 4 as an A wave, B wave, C wave. But don't get me wrong, this could already be finished, okay? Therefore, we can not only, subdivisions alone, they don't give us enough info. What is more important is resistance. So if I'm adding B wave retracement here. So this is resistance for this B wave. If it pushes above it, then I think we're dealing with a wave 5 to the upside. Yeah, if it pushes above it, then we are likely already in the 5th wave here. If we don't push above it, and again, we are now within a larger pivot point here within the smaller one. So this is resistance. And if we get rejected, we should get rejected somewhere here, as long as price stays below 4,422, and then head down lower in the C wave to complete a larger 4 and go higher in the 5. So the smaller time frame count is pretty much going to confirm what's going on here on the bigger picture and determine that. Yeah, this is pretty much the let's call it bearish count. There is an important resistance for that bearish count at 4,511. Please be aware that a B wave can always extend a little bit higher than that. Yeah. Okay. So what else? Yeah, and I mean, in a more bullish interpretation, we've got a wave 1, a wave 2. This would pretty much be a third wave impulse here, still ongoing in orange, and that is that's why I'm saying after the next high we will have a major decision point, because in the, let's say, the main count here, which would point towards further downside, and we're talking about, okay, where could that go to and how could that look like, in order for this to become, for the orange count to become primary, I would like to see a break above 4,511 with prospects that this is a third wave in orange. So if we get one more high here and we cannot hold a higher low, then the main count is unfolding. Okay, so I hope you understand that this is a main resistance point here and the main decision point, not only resistance but a main decision point. I can also count this orange move a little bit differently. I could set the wave 1 here and say we're dealing with a diagonal structure here, wave 2 here, wave 2 here, and then the third wave, in 3 waves here. We could now come down in a 4th wave, but again, I would still like it to adhere to the, okay, that could go a little lower. If we deal with a diagonal, we need to have that on the radar. Then we could get one more, but that would be the alternative, at the moment. A diagonal can never be really the primary scenario. So this is another way of counting that orange wave count. But I don't, again, within the orange count, within the more bullish interpretation, this interpretation of a diagonal is not the primary, because of this move up here that started in March, because it looks so impulsive, okay? It just adheres very well to Fibonacci extension targets and so on. So let me move that back. Yeah, okay. So, and then where could we get to in the orange count? I mean, maybe 5,500, yeah, roughly. Now, if we turn to the downside here, how would it unfold? Again, one more high possible, okay, and then major decision point if we come down in this C wave. Now, this C wave to the downside, I have embedded that into a larger ABC, but it might not do that. So let's say wave 4 could be finished here. How would that unfold? Well, it would be a C wave, right? So we're looking at a 5-wave move to the downside. So we're looking for 5 waves in wave 1, 3 waves in wave 2, 5 waves in wave 3, and a 4, and a 5. Of wave C. Okay, so we would only be in wave 1 if we start this move down, so it would be quite a lengthy process. And where would we expect it to get to? So if I take the length of that A wave here, I go to the high of the current B wave. This might shift a little bit, okay, depending on where we're eventually going to land. It might shift a little bit. If we go a little higher, I have to adjust. It's basically a moving target range. But one very common target for a C wave would be the 100% extension. So we talk here about around about $3,280. That's the 100% extension of the A wave. Could go lower. But first of all, I would pay attention to this area. Then actually we need to adjust it slightly. But the C wave can go lower, for example, to the 1.618 extension, no problem. 2006.88, but that will become clearer once we have the subdivisions here of this C wave to the downside sort of complete. Can I give you probabilities? Higher, lower? Not really. Probabilities are always very subjective. We want to remain focused on reward and risk. And risk management is very important, which is also why I'm pointing out the move up only as alternative, really. Because if you think about it, how much more, can we get out of this on the upside? But again, it's not unlikely to go higher from here. Yeah, it's a very important decision point, very, very important pivot point. Just thinking about, is there another wave count how can we understand that in any different way? Yeah, I don't think I think these are the main ways how we can. I showed you in the orange count the idea of an impulse as well as a diagonal structure. I showed you a couple of different ways for this bearish wave count here. And again, this is now really where decision is being made here. Because again, this B wave might be in already. So if it breaks below that 4,250 level, then we're already dealing with the first 5-wave move to the downside. But at the moment, if I really give you my primary scenario, primary would be, could go a little lower, depends on what it does here in this pivot, but that we're now in a 4th wave, we'll get one more high in a wave 5. That would be a B wave top. And then we need to be ready for a turn down in a C wave. We take it level by level. I keep you updated about the S&P 500. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.